My name is Ann Morrison. I am a professional actress, a director, a playwright, and I'm the artistic director of SaraSolo Productions. We're a theater company that's dedicated to the development and presentation of solo theater artists. And we're all going stir crazy right now since we're all cooped up in our homes with this COVID 19 epidemic. So I thought it might kind of fun to like pull out stuff from the way back in the past. I had a series of monologues that I put in a show I created called Out of a Three-Legged Pot. An audience member could pull out a nugget of a story that I could then expand on through the evening. And I keep adding to it. It's kind of fun because I write another little monologue that doesn't really fit any particular place. I can throw it in the three-legged pot. So this is a story that I haven't really had a chance to ever read out loud before. And I'd like you to sit back and enjoy it. And like I said, if you can help out by donating to SaraSolo Productions, a lot of us soul artists could really appreciate it. So enjoy Soaring with Jimmy Waddell. Will you look at that little sweetheart over there, broadening his merry smile to engulf the whole world? A lightness is filling his big, beautiful heart again. Can you see it? Folks will tell you his disability is a reason for his strange, clownish ways that he parades before an audience. Well, they say his theater company is a company of misfits. But I have a different take than the social workers who monitor his behavior. It is said that persons with Down syndrome have too many chromosomes to function on their own. They are fated to live a shortened life filled with physical difficulties. But quite often you will hear that pitying, sympathetic, judgmental statement, well, at least they're always happy. Although my experience of my friends with Down syndrome is that they are more honest and alive with all their feelings and quite articulate in the language of their rage, their sadness, their frustration, and open with their fears in a way that most people are just shut down. But true, yeah, they will usually fall back on their default state of joy once an honest emotion is past. The sweetheart with the merry smile is Jimmy Waddell, an actor with a theater company for persons with developmental disabilities I co founded in the land of beaches and palm trees. Surviving years of teasing and humoring in a community of intolerance, he finally settled in a community of like minded individuals. Jimmy Jaguar, as his stage name became, would leap into action at the mere glance of a potential audience. He is a natural performance artist, a harlequin, you might say, and with his classic thick tongue, making speaking an unpleasant experience for both him and most listeners, he became more like a silent picture performer up there with the leagues of Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. He must have been a Japanese kabuki dancer in a past life. He was most likely the lion dancer in that precise theatrical style, so identical in his movements to the dancer. Ah! I mean, you could see the white makeup and the painted lion eyes and that long red and white mane that he could flick around the stage as he moved. But you just throw him a fedora and he would instantly become Michael Jackson. Boom, 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 boom. Well, his unique Michael impersonation was more Jimmy's expression than Jackson's. Jimmy Waddell became magnificent on stage, intense with his portrayal of his dancing characters and fully committed to the portrayal. He held the audience in the palm of his hand, and you never felt more secure being there. Jimmy Jaguar Waddell was an enlightened entity at his curtain calls, with a smile reminiscent of a playful god, more like Budai, the Chinese laughing Buddha, or a Tibetan divine madman of the dragon lineage. Oh, a dragon lover. Oh, yeah, that was Jimmy Waddell. But off stage, Jimmy had another rich gift to share anyone brave enough to walk his walk. He has this amazing ability to hug you in a way you've never experienced before and since meeting him. If he gives you that look of soft, gooey eyes and gentle smile and maneuvers the phrase, I love you, around his impeded tongue, you know it's time to surrender for an embrace of a hug. Do it. walk into it. You will never be the same. He unfolds his being like 1,000 petals opening, and you walk in. Stay open. Just release your hold on reality and hold on to that embrace. Take it in to you will understand what true unconditional love is. Just stay there. You don't have to leave prematurely or you're just going to miss the best part. Jimmy will let you know when it's time to release and he'll do it and you will just feel this rush of peace pervade you. His many petals will just open gently and you will know it's time to walk out renewed and refreshed. Yeah, that's how it goes. The other gift, if you can catch its significance, is nose tapping. You watch Jimmy in moments of great bliss or delivery of happy news, and he will just begin tapping both sides of his nose with his fingers like this. And while he's smiling and swaying his head to the rhythm of the tapping. Now, you may say, how odd and retarded is that? But before you pass judgment, give it a try. I always tell my acting students, if you don't understand why a person does something, just physically do it. The doing from the form will inform you of its meaning. Oh, come on, let's try it. It feels good. See? I wonder if there's pressure points along the nostrils that trigger endorphins in the brain to release euphoria. Tap. Your troubles away. You bounce a big check. Your mom has a vapors. It makes you laugh. So enlightened is this that I began teaching the Jimmy Wydell to everyone I trusted. I'd pass it on to casts and crews, members, and from every show that I was hired. I got this big closing night gift one night on Broadway. The crew was all standing in the wings doing the Jimmy Wydell to keep me from crying out of sadness from the closure of the show. My own sister pleaded with me that after a sad phone call while she and I were remembering our departed mother, she just stopped me and said, Annie, Jimmy Wydell, do the Jimmy Wydell. And I would stop reminiscing and we'd just tap our noses. That's my Jimmy. Now, one particular summer with Jimmy's theater company, I struggled with coming up with an idea for some fun theme for a show. Every summer theme had some sort of a need to create, to help focus the company's creativity. Say, past shows brought themes like looking for the light, portraits of a dream, taking the hero's journey. How about the art of soaring? Okay, there you go. That'll be cool. All right, so the art of soaring is a concept playfully explored in Russia by a group of healers, although in their verbiage, they would refer to themselves as a group of magicians, each being magician of their own universe. They practice this belief that if you can change your reality by changing your response to it, there you go. It can change quickly, like magic, if your response is lighthearted and filled with humor. Now, in so saying, the magicians are not in a state of denial of their feelings, but rather passing through them to the other side of a door to re-story their experience. Instead of naming yourself, I am the one who can't understand a thing this actor is saying, you could giggle and rename yourself, I am the one who's enjoying something new. Does it pique your curiosity? Your quest then is to find the book The Art of Soaring. It will never be a waste of your time. The actual technique of soaring is a difficult process to describe because it's so subjective. You only get it if you can let it happen to you, and it's best understood through metaphor. It's like feeling the ecstasy while soaring through the air, like a bird on a wing, or a kite on a string, or a bee dancing homage to the sun, or a water dragon submerging deep in the sea, or a white mare gliding across the meadow, or an eagle soaring over the oaks, or a salmon somersaulting in a summer stream, or a fire dragon scorching a path before you. If I'm having difficulty just explaining the idea to like regular folk I meet, how am I going to relate this magic art form to Jimmy? Jimmy, who hasn't fully understood justice, but he gets it when a person stole juice out of his lunchbox. gets scolded, and then he gets a new juice from the thief. Jimmy, who doesn't understand sadness, but he understands tears that roll down your face. Jimmy, who knows Michael Jackson isn't around anymore, but he doesn't understand the concept of death. How are we going to convey Soaring? I have Jimmy's group of actors sit quietly with their eyes closed while I talk them through a meditation, so to speak. Okay, guys, okay, so everybody calm down, relax, and let's use our imagination. We're just going to play in our head. We're going to see in our mind's eye. All right? Imagine that you're standing on a beach, looking over the Gulf, watching the waves crash upon the shore. Jimmy, close your eyes. Good. Now, imagine off in the distance, in the horizon, a black object seeming to be flying is coming right your way. You feel unsure at first, but as the figure approaches, you feel a great sense of calm, a sense of wonder, a sense of excitement. Jimmy, close your eyes. Now, as the figure reaches you, it hovers just in front of you. What is it? Only you know. Look at it for a moment. See his or her or its wings. Oh, no, now you're not afraid at all. You feel kind of happy to be there. Jimmy, close your eyes. Now, ask him or her, what does it feel like to soar through the air free? And without a second's pause, it flaps behind you and it lifts you up in the air, like right underneath your arms, and away you go, up, 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 up into the air. You fly over the water, over the land. Oh, what fun. You feel so happy, you start laughing. You feel fantastic. You are soaring. Then suddenly the winged one begins to lower you through the clouds. Down, down, down you go until you gently feel your feet walking on the ground. You turn to the winged one and you say, thank you. It lifts off into the air and flies back towards where it came from. Okay, now you can open your eyes. Jimmy, you can open them now. I went around the room and I asked what each company member, how they saw this winged wonder. Some would say it was a bird, an eagle, some a spirit in white, some said a big bee. But when I got to Jimmy, he said, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Really, Jimmy? So I asked him again, and I repeated what the other members experienced. Was it a bird? Was it like a spirit in white or a big bee? And Jimmy's eyes went gooey, and he began to tap his nose. Then his face transformed before me. His arms stretched out, massive in energy, and Jimmy bellowed in his deepest voice, Dragon! Jimmy began to dance. He threw himself about the room in intense grandeur, and then he took off around us. He just went soaring all around the room, the earth for that matter, the universe. This was a signal for all of us to explore with our own unique winged one, laughing wildly and free of the judgment. Then Jimmy stopped, and we all stopped. He tapped away his nose, and we all tapped away our noses, and Jimmy said, I love you. And it was time. He unfolded his dragon wings of 1,000 petals, and I walked in. Not surprising, Jimmy embraces soaring because he is a natural magician of his own universe. The art of soaring has always been his magic. It is the light-hearted way Jimmy changes his fears or problems he faces. By laughing or at least smiling through dancing, storytelling, singing, or whatever makes him feel lighthearted, his life's dramas just fall away. I watched him change before my eyes from Jimmy Jaguar to his soaring name. I am the one who soars like a dragon. He renamed himself in a way that was positive rather than a name of shame or bad feelings. So now, my new name is I am the one who soars with Jimmy Waddell. I hope you enjoyed that. There'll be more, I promise.